What the Eagles is. Yeah. He's gonna put it in 90 for 85.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. At their own 33-yard line. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. And they'll run. It's Ken Walker. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Darnold. Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A nice stick and stop for a loss there from Jalen Phillips.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackle through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They'll wind up getting just a yard. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Darnold now to throw. He completes this to Walker. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Darnold's going to stay out there. They're going to go for it on 4th down. He'll look to throw.
What?
Complete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it, but can't convert. Now this defense holds firm here on the opening drive of the night. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
here, 2nd and 9.
63.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Derek Hall in there that time to get him to the turf.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. Looking here for Smith downfield. Now he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Two things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
And this will be taken at the 13. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Walker. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Here's Darnold. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. We're scoreless after 1.
It's 3rd and 1.
Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
They'll get this complete to the tight end, Barner. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A good pickup there at 22. So 1st and goal from the 9-yard line.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Here's Walker. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Ken Walker, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Seahawks 7, Eagles 0. Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Hurts sets up to throw it. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. And he is going to have an Eagles first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
First down. A gain of 7. And an Eagles first down.
Here's Hurts to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. Goes right back to Smith again. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. A first down carry for Barkley. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning.
Chiller. 63, 63, 63, 73, 73.
Throwing his Hurts. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Grant Calcaterra, 26 yards. And the Eagles are an extra point away from evening this one up. Elliott good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he takes this back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick 6 TD. Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 14-7.
Seahawks 7.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. That 7-0 lead in there is short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
We go, son. It's up.
Now it's Darnold. That'll be caught. It's caught. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Sidney Brown in on the tackle.
1 yard.
Now 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the 16-yard line.
Back to throw, Darnold. That'll be caught by Bobo. And it's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or...
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Cooper Kupp as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. So here's Darnold now as he'll lead his guys up to go for 2.
The Seahawks will line up for the 2-point conversion.
It's complete. And he will get into the end zone as they will indeed claim a 1-point lead.
15. Eagles 14.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And finally stopped, but what a return all the way down to the 40.
Partner, when I was in college, we used to have these things called game maxims that we did before every game. One of them said, press the kicking game. For here's where the breaks are made. It's the area of hidden yardage. How about that return? Flipping the field, taking it past the 50, and getting things set up to start the series.
Go Silver, ready? Crowd left, Yeti.
Hurts. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
What?
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles have taken the lead here in the final stages of this
I wasn't
first
a
half.
man. That's just dumb.
The call from Nick Sirianni. Let's go for 2 here, he says.
The Eagles will set up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll throw now on the final throw. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
Seahawks 15.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Smith. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A big play that time on the catch and run. 33 yards. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hurts. Got him in. It's Brown. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll result in a fresh set of downs.
First and goal at the 10-yard line.
They'll try and run forward with Barkley. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On 2nd and goal, Hurts. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. And that sack, it goes to Boye Mafe. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now. 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Man open left side is Brown. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. The kick by Elliott is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
The goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Darnold. Now he's going to step up and run. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
To throw is Darnold. Smith and Jigba with the ground. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, Darnold. And Walker has it. And he'll be out of bounds yards after getting this one across the 40. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Open man is Barner, the tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Ready? Go side. Ready?
Now Darnold. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A second and 10 now. Throwing again is Darnold. They'll get this one to Cup, complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to the secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Here's Darnold. Throw out wide to Walker. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. That'll give him 8 that time. And they'll be left with second and a couple.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. And he is caught. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? You got to try and go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's in the hot hand. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Now Darnold keeps it. And he'll get it. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Seahawks have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
The Seahawks will line up for the 2-point.
And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
No good. That keeps the score Eagles 23.
Yeah, the touchdown apparently wasn't enough. They're going to go for the onside kick here. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kick here in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, huh?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll drop the throw. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
And an Eagles first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
King, Phil King.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for their first down. It will.
Hey, Silver.
From the gun, it's Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley, 32 yards. And the Eagles are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. So a heck of a drive right there with the game potentially hanging in the balance.
A very good drive, and now conversion to make it a 2-score game and a solid lead.
Elliott good on the extra point. And that makes this a 9-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Throw left side, complete to count. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Here's Darnold. He completes this to Walker. And he's got a first down there after a gain of about 12 as the clock will stop right now for the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. The 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Here's Darnold. He finds his man, complete. It's Walker. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up for the 1st and goal.
Repeat of the last play, finding Walker. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Here now, 2nd and goal. Walker will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And the Eagles hands team able to cover it up. And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3 and out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted, on using their timeouts and getting the ball back. They might not have any time to mount an attack, even if they do play it that way. Get the football. That's their mantra.
Now it looks like he'll throw here.
No.
He's got room at the 30. And all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Well, he picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Hey, 73, 70.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
180, 180. Alpha. Man.
Hurts sets up to throw it. He's got Brown on the out route complete. But even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That first down going to be enough to write a finish to this one. Barkley inside handoff. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
2nd and 12 at the 15-yard line.
Here's Hurts to throw. Trying to find Barkley on the out route, and he's got it. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
Hey, Silver. Hey.
Hurts. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a 1-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to at least make it a 5-point cushion. The kick by Elliott is good. And it will push the lead up to 5. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. Darnold to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Walker. And he'll have a quick first down here as he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Darnold. Referee caught. It's caught. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Here's first down. Now Darnold. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Down to their last chance now. This is going to have to be a heave for the end zone and just hope for a miracle.
And I don't sit back with everyone back defending. I've got to have somebody rushing the quarterback. Don't make it easy for him to set up and throw the ball all the way downfield.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
What? That's the same.
So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, Charles, a pretty exhilarating finish to the end of this ball game. At the end, the Hail Mary prayers, though, they went unanswered. Could have won it, but couldn't get it done.
Almost felt schoolyard or playground, didn't it? Yeah, you remember when you called that play? Everybody just go long and try and find someone open. They gave it a shot, but unable to successfully complete it.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Seattle.
All right.